Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I am JB and with me today is Mark Marsh.
Hey everybody.
So today we're going to be doing a very difficult one. We're going to be trying to do a live action fan cast for Shaggy, who is I've spent ages trying to find names, trying to think of things. This by far is the most difficult one. In an ideal world, I would want a complete unknown, someone that they just get that can do the perfect voice, but that's not always the world we're living in. So this is if they have to have someone that's a name or that we know of, who will it be? So, Mark, do you have a number fifth option? Oh,
Yes,
I need to get
I
my
do.
my phone so I can research some of these people.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with Noah Lee Gurus. Was that how I say his name? He was recently in The Old Way, starring with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, how are you spelling his surname?
Noah, middle name was L-E, and then his last name was Gros.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm
Like,
sure I recognize him from somewhere.
because because he looks very familiar because he was in The Old Way with Nicolas Cage. So I thought, oh, that'd be pretty sick to watch. But then like watching that, I saw his character. I was like, because of the question about thing. And then we got other pictures of him. Is that he has that kind of like hippie face that Shaggy is, like chill and relaxed. And he can probably, if he grew his hair, he could probably like have the scruffy
And you
shaggy
can have the
shagster
shaggy
hair.
beard as
Yeah,
well.
that's
See,
one.
I
That
like
was my
that.
fifth one.
I like that a lot, and I do think he's to a point where we can mold him. He can probably do the voice, and let me see. Yeah, and he seems to be quite up and coming, He's been in a lot of like newer things as well. I like that. I'll have to check him out in some of his other things, but I really do like that. And probably better than my choice because I've gone with someone a little bit older. It's just my thing is if you can do a Shaggy voice, you're gonna do well-ish, right? Like I think if you're gonna do a Shaggy, he needs to have the voice. I'm not really into casting people that maybe look like Shaggy. I want to try and find
Yeah,
someone with a voice range. This is too old, I think. That's why he's number fifth. But I was kind of thinking, after hearing Luigi. Could Charlie Day be Shaggy? I would be up for trying. Like looks wise, he doesn't not look like Shaggy. And Luigi, when he does all the things where they're doing the Luigi's Mansion bit, he has to be scared and a bit more cowardly compared to Mario. So
yeah,
I'm
because
thinking if you can
when
do
you said
Luigi, you could do Mario. Like you could do Shaggy.
Yeah, because when you said Luigi, I instantly thought back to the original Super Mario Bros. Movie with John League of I can't remember say his name. He was in John Wick as the mechanic. I can't. Yeah,
No. But I think in Charlie Day,
Lego
he's
Menzes,
47.
Menzo, whatever his name is. But I thought you meant him when you said old. I thought,
Mm.
oh, okay, probably him then.
Well, I say old. I don't mean that old old. He's only 47, but I'm thinking if you're gonna do one Scooby-Doo movie that's like the origins of Scooby-Doo or just one in general, you're casting Charlie Day as Shaggy, 47.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to cast a 40-ish Daphne, a 40-ish Fred, a 40-ish Velma, which I think will be too problematic than it's worth. But I just wanted to put his name out there that he did a pretty good Luigi. I think if he was to maybe voice a Shaggy, I don't know.
live
I would
action.
like it.
You could pull it off because I'll be comfortable if I'll be comfortable in a live action if they can like walk and act like the characters. But if they didn't sound like them, I would still be happy as long as they can perform what their roles were intended to be. So I guess I could see that as well. Because he was also in Fist Fight, which was a hilarious movie. The police scene just gets me. Who's beating you up? No, I'm the teacher. I'm being beaten up by another teacher. Oh, because I forget he's a comedian as well. It's
I mean,
what
I
because
guess
most
background wise, he's not dissimilar to Will Forte, or I guess that's not really a comparison you want to make, but still,
because a lot of
yeah.
these actors now they're comedians. So I always forget the comedians that turned actor or actors who have a side of comedic to them. So it's like I don't know. I feel like it makes movies better when you have a funny guy in there, especially when it's like an action
Oh, no
scene.
way. Charlie Day is the voice of Art from Monsters University. I did not know that. That's kind of Luigi like obviously like the kind of goofy, hipstery. Oh, I like that a lot more now. Oh, okay. So yeah, Charlie Day number 5. Like the guy, loved his Luigi, but I think casting him will maybe lead to too many problems for the rest of the guy. But if they're gonna do a standalone Shaggy story, I mean, you want Lil Lord really, but I think Charlie Day is a good number 5 choice. So, Mark, who is your number 4?
So my number 4 is Nikolai Leon.
Nikolai Leon.
Recent movie he was in was Winnie the Pooh,
Oh.
um, Blood and Honey, which um, he played Christopher Robin.
Oh, he almost looks like a young Justin Timberlake in some
Yeah,
of
he's
these.
very young for his age.
Oh, he's Christopher Robin. Well, I admit I haven't seen Blood and Honey. I thought it was too scary for me. Oh, like even looking at the poster and getting the willies, like it just looks so creepy and unsettling. But I'm gonna watch it at some point. He's definitely got the build for it, you know. You could imagine him like running around, like getting into difficult situations. And I like that a lot.
Because I sort of because he played quite well in the movie, but it wasn't anyone's like in the Winnie the Pooh one. But it's supposed to be like a sequel to coming soon. But he pulled it off really well.
I mean, I've kind of done a similar thing where I've gone for someone with a bit of a horror background. This is number 4 because, again, 41 years old. So I've gone for a bit of an older cast, you know, in my lower down in my list. But I was thinking, Fran Kranz played the Shaggy type character in Cabin in the Woods to the point where I almost look at Cabin in the Woods as the only true live action horror of Scooby-Doo. Like they didn't have the dog, but the way that the characters all mold into the members of the gang, really, with the nerd, the jock, the
Oh
groovy
yeah,
stoner, like he played that character so well. Like
2011.
if they got
Cabin in the
him
Woods
then,
was.
yeah, he would have been Shaggy. Maybe now a bit older, but I like him still.
That's weird. That's 2008. It doesn't feel like it came out in 2008. I thought it was like probably 2018 or 19. No, it
It
definitely
does
goes.
feel more recent because I got it on YouTube Movies, DVD. Um, what's the other one? I got it on iTunes. There's just so many copies of Cabin in the Woods, but I like his performance and there's even a few sections I'll even include it where he almost dresses a bit like the Shaggy from Scooby-Doo 2 with like the shirt underneath, like
Okay, he can actually still pull it off. How old is he now?
he's 41 now.
41. Doesn't look it.
But back when they did Cabin in the Woods, he was Shaggy. He could still be Shaggy, but again, I kind of go back to for all I think he'd be a solid Shaggy even now. Again, casting 41-year-old Shaggy would mean a similar age Daphne, Velma, Fred, which I'm not sure how many actors will be in that range. And even if they are, would people prefer a younger gang that would then go old and grow old with the audience versus an already established one? Maybe if they were doing Scooby Apocalypse, a live action Scooby Apocalypse, Fran Kranz number 1 or Matthew Lillard, but Yeah, that's why he's number 4. So let's reveal who are your top 3. Who's the third one on your
So
list?
my next one is I chose Gene Page.
Page.
Well, it's like a Reggie Gene Page, but he was in Dungeons and Dragons on Amongst Thieves.
Hmm.
Because his acting is on a whole new level.
See, I haven't seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Because he originally was in Waterloo Road,
Really?
which
Oh yeah, 2006. He looks very tall. He could
yeah,
definitely.
and he's only 35, but I thought he looked like a bit younger than that.
See, that's definitely the best pick so far in terms of who else you could cast around him. Potential star power, although I know Charlie Day is quite popular. Yeah, I need to see him act, really. Yeah, I'll have to do some research on that. Definitely an interesting one. Definitely very interesting. My third one will be very controversial, though. And again, I've got I've got a bit of an older list, really. But that is Nick Pilatus, 35, who played Shaggy in the prequel movies. I think he could still do it. I think he does a fair voice. He was approved by Matthew Lillard. Good passing of the torch story. And it's not even his age why he's not number 2 or number 1 for me. It's simply that I don't think I would enjoy him as Shaggy and a recast Velma, a recast Fred. Like, and not that those are a definitive Mystery Inc. for me, but it's just from a continuity perspective, I don't think it would blend.
Wait, you did an interview with him?
Yeah. The
I love how you search his name. Your video is playing right next to
really?
it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I literally just typed in Scooby Mission Begins cast, clicked on his image,
Oh!
and there's your video right
Yeah,
there.
I clicked on it without realizing that the audio was on and it scared me. That's embarrassing. I'm gonna have to cut that out of the edit. That scared me to death.
Yeah, he could probably voice him as well if ever.
Oh, he
You know,
could, yeah.
yeah.
What? Oh God, that's back when my hair was all greasy. Oh gosh. Ugh, no, I'm not liking watching that bit. I'll just cut myself out and everyone else looks good. I don't want to see myself. But I think he's still got it. I really do. And I know he would come back potentially.
Yeah.
I think Kate Melton would come back. Maybe Robbie ML. I don't think Haley Kiyoko would come
Because the weird
back.
thing is, I enjoyed those prequels. I didn't hate them.
The thing is, though, I always preferred the Lake Monster to the Mystery
Yeah,
Begins.
it just felt more. They naturally ease into it. But the Mystery Begins was just testing something, and then
Yeah, it
everyone
was like
felt
a well, it
comfortable
was like a
with.
backdoor pilot,
Yeah,
right?
everything felt comfortable with Curse of the Lake Monster, which done way better. But then that was it. We never saw another one, which was such a shame because I would prefer to see that as a carry on series, like a more movies. But I think it comes down to the cast, like whether they want to keep doing more. Because if one doesn't want to do one, there's like, do we really want to find another to replace them, or
Yeah,
just
it
end
would
the
be too
series off?
difficult unless they were to do Nick Pilatus, Kate Milton, a Shaggy and Daphne movie, which I mean, you could do because if you get Frank Welker back as Scooby, I feel like as long as the guy, you know what, that could work because there's been instances in the past where it's quite coincidental. Because I'm not sure if Robbie Amell will come back as Fred. I'm not sure if Haley Kiyoko will come back as Velma, and they're not expendable. But how many times in Scooby history have we seen Shaggy team up with, just Daphne and Scooby. You can forget about
Yeah,
Scrappy if you want, but that's actually that whole gang
it
has had a
works.
history of working in
Yeah,
the past.
where
Oh,
they could still do it,
I want that now. I'm gonna email them
or
both tonight.
do them like a 13
Oh,
Goes to Scooby-Doo like movie format.
that's what
Like
they should
do
do.
do that because all you need is a red van.
Get a red van, Nick Pilatus, Kate
But
Melton,
who
Frank
who's gonna
Welker, Scooby.
play Van Gogh?
You need like Benedict Cumberbatch or
Oh,
something. He could be literally Doctor
yeah,
Strange.
because you need actually, yeah, he could.
Literally Doctor
He could.
Strange. Oh, stop it. See, now I want to put Nick
Oh, God.
Pilatus up to top space. And Brian Levant, I mean, they'd actually made a script for the third one. Because Brian Levant directed it, but he also directed the live action Flintstones movies, which I've
Yeah.
got a lot of nostalgia for them. They're not my favorite looking back, but the nostalgia I have for all those live actions, like I'm sure Halle Bailey, um, not Halle Bailey, I'm thinking of the little Halle Berry, yeah, Halle Berry. That was an awakening for me back in the day. Oh, mad things have happened. But yeah, that was my third choice. Who now I want to make my first, but that's more because I've got very carried away with the ideas we've been having. So I'll keep Nick Pilatus as number three for now. But oh, I'm tempted. So did you give your number three? You're gonna give your number two now.
Yeah, I'm giving him a number two now. Because yeah, game members. My number two is uh Justice Smith.
I think I know who you're thinking of. You know what? Yeah, I considered him. I really did. Because he played the scaredy cat in the Jurassic movies.
But he also was in Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, he was like the main guy. But
Yeah,
oh, and Ryan Reynolds was his dad, and oh,
because yeah,
I
because
think he could do it.
Jurassic World, he was like scaredy cat in that one. But the Pokemon Detective Pikachu one, he looks so much more younger there in the face, even though it was like 2019. I don't know when they started filming. They could have filmed like a year earlier. But he's like 27, but he looks so much younger.
He's
I
definitely got a lot of
I
Shaggy in
thought
him,
he
and
was like
that.
20. I was
There's
like,
instances where like Chris Pratt's telling him to go somewhere, and he's like, "Oh no way, that's not happening! Like I can't do that." And he's like screaming when he's climbing up ladders. Like that is very Shaggy like.
yeah. And he was also in the new Dungeons and Dragons. So like he really that's a good movies.
I'd feel so bad from them because I know that people would rip him apart if he was cast. But I think acting wise, he's got it. I
Acting
think
wise,
he has the
he
capacity to prove
yeah,
people wrong.
because he can act in a scared way to
Mm.
at least make it enjoyable for people watching.
Oh, I'd like that, and I'd love I want another Detective Pikachu as well. He was in Jurassic World Dominion.
Are they
Although I don't
doing
think he was
this?
in Dominion a lot, was
I
he?
thought they are doing another Detective Pikachu.
I think they are, but I don't think we've got a trailer or anything yet. But I hope to see it on a Nintendo Direct, oh, a Pokemon Direct one day. Hopefully, maybe next Pokemon Day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Okay, so I've got a number two choice, and it's very safe. I kind of got it from Kayla on Twitter, who opened me up to the idea. But Timothy Chalamet, I think looks wise has it, popularity wise has it, acting wise from what I've seen has it. I'm just not sure if they can do the voice. That's my thing. I'm obsessed with the voice, but I'm not sure. But I'd be up for it. He was in June, Little Women. Oh, Wonka. What's Wonka? Wonka 2023. He's playing. Oh, is that a Willy Wonka prequel? Yeah, he's the young Willy Wonka. Oh my gosh, this movie looks so weird. Hugh Grant's gonna be an Oompa Loompa. I don't know about that, but yeah, that was my number two choice. He's 27, which I feel like is pretty good because then you can cast different people around
Yeah,
him.
and he does a lot of stuff as well.
But yeah, I kind of feel there's a lot of potential. He's young enough to do it for a while, and he's a name
What's
enough.
his height?
Oh, I don't know. Timothy Chalamet. Wait. Oh, he's 5'10", which is taller than me. I don't know if it's Shaggy height.
Because
Shaggy's
Shaggy's
more like a
6 foot.
6 footer, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shaggy's over the 6 foot mark because he's the tallest out of the Mystery Inc. gang.
So maybe
So
he's
the
not
height
taller.
is it's Shaggy, Fred, Daphne, and Velma. And if Scooby-Doo was on two legs, then it would be. I think it'd be the same height as Daphne on two legs.
I guess if you were gonna cast him, you'll need to like completely downscale the rest of the gang then
Yeah,
just have them be all small. But yeah, that was my number
because
two. Who is your number two? Mystery opponent reveal, I saw.
my one is Joe Kerry. He
Oh yeah, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, Steve Harrington. Instantly, when I saw the question, I was thinking, "Yep, Steve got him on there."
He'll be quite a good name to bring in as well because he's very popular.
He was so good in Free Guys. That's the bit I loved the most. He played the cop NPC in Free Guys. Oh
I always see in like trailers, oh, if Steve dies, we're not gonna watch.
yeah, people are like, oh, you better not kill Steve. I like how in season one he became a hate character to a beloved one. It's where like Steve's redemption arc, where everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we want Steve." It's like,
I like that.
you kill Steve in Riot. It's
He
like
literally went from like high school debug to like the mum of the group.
I know. I don't think he actually knew that his character was going to go that way with the fans.
It's good though. I feel like I'd go into that with trepidation in as far as casting a popular person in an iconic role, but ultimately he definitely has what it takes to do it. And also, for all he's quite brave, really. Like I remember in season one, he comes in with the baseball bat, like swinging at the demigod and stuff. I think he can do scared as well. Like you could imagine him just doing his little shaggy tiptoe, and like everything will be all right.
He's literally like probably the best character on that show that I love watching. It's like him and Dustin's like those two paired up character wise, they just make a dynamic duo of trouble. But it's good. Audience love it. So that's the main reason why I've watched is because I want to see what's Steve gonna do in Stranger Things.
If he did die, I think I would cry, but I
I
like
would.
that. So, what is it now? Am I doing my number one? I think
Yeah.
so.
What's your number
So,
one?
I'm gonna do something a bit boring, but a bit. I want to reshift because I think what I want to do when we've done all these fan casts when it's released, I want to edit together who you've put in your top spot and who I put together in my top spots for all of them, and do like a post like the Mystery Inc. gang according to JayBee or the Mystery Inc. gang according to Mark Marsh. So now I'm at the stage where I'm thinking about how they would all look together. So here's what I'm gonna do. I want to change my Fred list. I want to make Chris Jenks my number one choice for Fred, and I want to bring Jack Quaid in to be my number one choice for Shaggy. And I'm locking that in. That's what I want to do. That's the list that's important to me, and I'm gonna love it forever. So, and that's what I'm gonna do. I can't wait to compile all the number ones together because I think they're gonna look cool, and people are probably gonna love yours a lot more than mine. But I'll still have it. So yeah, it's a bit boring, maybe a bit of a cop out, but it's just I think it works. I think I like it. I think I'm happy.
Yeah, because
So, Mark, tell me, who is the number one for Mark Marsh?
Joe.
Was he number one?
Yeah. Joe's was my number one.
Oh, I thought he was number two. That
No, no, no,
surprises me.
no, no, because I did my number two. My number two was Joseph Smith.
Ah, I like that. So I am going to compile all of them at some
Yeah,
point. So that is Shaggy. Difficult one. This
yeah,
was the most
because
difficult one by far.
the easiest one for me was choosing Joe. The instantly the first one I went to straight away with Joe. Right,
Oh, and then you
Steve
worked
done.
down from
Yeah,
there.
I worked down from
Oh,
there. I think
nice.
number one spot's Joe. Right, yeah.
So that's it. So far we've done Daphne, we've done Velma, we've done
Fred.
Fred, and now we've done Shaggy. I think we've kind of decided in ourselves to not do Scooby, right? Or would we
Yeah,
do Scooby? Because
it's
I think
it's
it's
a hard one to
possible.
do. It's
We
trying to
would
figure out
have to
who could
do
voice
it.
him good.
We'd have to do it in the context of like Neil Fanning in the live action movies, where it's not let's see who can replace Welker, but it's more let's see who can do an alternate Scooby that would fit into the tone of the movies that we've set up versus a replacement there. I wouldn't mind doing that. Bit tricky though. Really tricky. So I don't
Because there's not
know.
much on the cast we can do. Because it's always just been the gang, unless you do Mystery Incorporated and try and figure out who would be get best played for the sheriff if they did a live action of Mystery Incorporated, and just see who would play Sheriff Bronston
I mean, I
in
wouldn't
real
mind
life.
doing inconsequential fan cast, as in, you know, 10 characters from Scooby-Doo or Hanna-Barbera and who would play them. So, for instance, I was inspired by this from a YouTube comment, but Margot Robbie, live action Penelope Pitstop, I want that. Stuff like that I wouldn't mind doing. But we will see. We will see.
Because about Mystery Incorporated, I love Sheriff Bronston. That's like his, because the voice actor who doesn't plays Joe Swanson plays
Like Kronk.
Kronk. Yeah, Kronk's my favorite. Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong
Long
lever.
leather.
I've just watched that show for him now because it's just all eyes on him. It's just this like his voice of how calm it is and that's so innocent. And as the sheriff, it's just like well, he knows what's going on there, but he thinks more about tourist attraction. I feel like they really picked the cast well for Mystery Incorporated. But I can watch it and I just love the sheriff where he comes in. You may take my badge, but you can't keep calling me sheriff because that's what my mom named me. It's mum named him sheriff.
It
I
is
was
iconic.
like, oh my god! And it's a scene with him in his gym jams as a sheriff uniform.
It's crazy though because he was gonna return for Holiday Haunt, like the actor and everything, and so that's why I was so sad that Holiday Haunt was shelved. But I hope we can see it one day. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing like stuff like that. But in terms of the gang, I think we're done. So hopefully, shortly after this episode goes out, I am gonna compile our number ones from everyone. If you're okay with that, I mean, are there any at
Yeah,
this time to wrap things up? That are there any that you can think back and you want to change, or are you happy with the
no,
top
no,
spots on
I'm
all your
happy
lists?
with my
Okay, so
list.
I'm excited to see them. I'll probably send it to you like now in like a or like in like a couple of days time just for like curiosity, but I'm excited because I think yours is going to be a lot better than mine in terms of like fan reception.
On YouTube now, have you used their new podcast table setup?
On a few, I think.
Yeah, because I don't post any podcasts here, but I know I've got the tab open where you can like put in new podcasts, have all your episodes on. Because I was looking at it, like probably JayBee and Milly use that, but I'm just like I don't do podcasts, so it's like it doesn't benefit me. We can select the previous podcast to add on there. I don't know if it helps generate more viewers to the show.
No, I mean, I'll look into it. It's definitely
Yeah.
something that I want to do some more research on.
I
But
love how YouTube choose the cat in a fishbowl as the you ain't got nothing, but it's like a depressing cat looking
you
in an
ain't got
empty
anything.
bowl
Yeah.
with no fish.
I guess at this point, though, we should get into the realm of wrapping things up. So, oh gosh, there's a noisy thing outside, but let's persevere through it because it's just I don't know what it is, some type of some savage. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching another episode. Mark, where can people find you on the World Wide Web?
You can find me on my social media accounts, so just at Twitter at IGosLuigi or my Instagram page at Mark Marsh 94. You can also head over to my YouTube channel, which I still post videos for the time being, where you can leave comments on my recent videos and I will respond back as fast as I can.
So yeah, thanks so much for watching. And if you do want to see more, then please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.